Hello YouTube, this is Reverend Evan Sackett again. I get really sick and tired of saying that. Today I'm going to be talking about something that embarrasses me to talk about, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about it anyway. And it's that all-time little thing that we depend on for whatever reason called sex. Now, first off, I shit you not, it has been 7 years since I've had relations with anyone. And it's come to the point to where I've actually started asking myself, why exactly do people feel the need to get into relationships? Well, if you've ever heard the term or the phrase, love at first sight, I believe firmly that it is lust at first sight. And a lot of people are so shallow that they'll only date other people if they find them extraordinarily attractive. But if you plan on having a long-term relationship with someone, especially if you plan on getting married to them, you have got to like a little bit more about them than what they look like, because I don't care how good you look, eventually those good looks are going to go away. They're going to fade. Now, of course, you have to find people that you are in a relationship with attractive. I mean, that's just fact of life. And I've stated this before on my other videos, but attractiveness, in my mind, is 10% what you were born with and 90% how you take care of yourself. And a lot of guys look at women on a 1 to 10 scale, and I don't do that. I either find the opposite sex attractive or I don't find them attractive. And the girls that I find attractive, most shallow men would say, why do you find her attractive? And a lot of women are very concerned about their weight, but I find voluptuous women very attractive. I know this one girl, she's married unfortunately for me, but she, I mean, medically she's probably 50 pounds overweight, but she's, I mean, it doesn't matter to me because she is so beautiful that that weight does not damage or flaw her beauty in any manner of the word. And I'm unbearably shy around women, which has been a problem I've had all of my life. Even when I was a kid back in school, I would see my friends dating these attractive girls that I found attractive, and they seemed so unreachable, so far away for me. And the girls I have had relations with were just girls that I randomly picked because they seemed to show an interest in me. But you know, I see people in relationships and I wonder, you know, I mean, how do they do it? Because relationships do take effort, they do take time, and I don't know if I'd know how to behave in a relationship. But I do think that people take relationships too seriously, because you're not going to get with the right person just by chance, on your first date, when you first get with somebody. And when you meet someone, whether you're a male or female, whether you find men attractive or women attractive, when you first meet someone you like, it's only human nature. You're going to pick out the good things about them, and you're going to pretend as if they have no bad traits, none whatsoever. Then about 3 weeks after you meet them, you go to pick them up for a date, and they're screaming and cussing at you. It's just like this guy named Johnny, let's take a fictional guy named Johnny dating a girl named Jill. Well, he meets Jill. She's extremely nice. She's very quiet. Hi, Johnny. How you doing? Okay, he picks her up for one date. Hi, I like you so much. You're so cute. Okay, they go to date. And then they do it the next week, they do it the next week, and then the next time he goes to pick her up for a date, she answers the door, goddamn son of a motherfucking bitch, that son of a bitch, goddamn, I'm gonna kill the motherfucker, I'm flattening his goddamn tires, my fucking ex-boyfriend called me and said I was a piece of shit, so I went over to his motherfucking house and I bashed his goddamn door in. And you're standing there thinking, Jesus, I've never seen this side of her. And Cody Weber made a video the other day that gave some of the best advice I've ever heard, and it was, accept the fact that when you're dating a girl, more than likely eventually you will become her enemy. So pay close attention how she deals with her enemies. If she tends to go and pop the tires on the cars of her enemies or smash in their windshields, more than likely she's going to do the same thing to you. So it is something to pay close attention to, because sooner or later you are going to end up in her category of enemies. And if you can't accept that fact and you can't look into the future, ahead enough to do that, then I don't know what to tell you. But young relationships never work out. Very seldom do they ever work out. And the people that I have met that have been married for 30, 40, 50 years, they have been in more fights than a human being could possibly comprehend. And they didn't stay together all those years because they get along better than other people. They didn't stay together all those years because they didn't have any problems. They stayed together because they accepted the fact that they were going to have problems and dealt with them. Because people get into relationships and they automatically say, okay, I'm not going to have any problems, and if I do, I'm not with the right person. And here's something else that pisses me off. Jealous boyfriends and girlfriends. Let's say you have a girlfriend. I know a guy that has a girlfriend that's like this. Every time this guy goes to work, she calls him on his cell phone constantly and wants to know exactly where he is at all times. As a matter of fact, I think he's even got a navigation machine in his car, and she's able to get into his car when he comes home from work and look back and see everywhere the guy's driven. She looks at his mileage and everything. I have a very simple response to a situation like that. If you cannot trust the person you're with completely and wholly, you do not need to be with them, period. You need to be able to trust your partner to the point to where if they were to put on their shoes and say and leave the house at 4 in the morning and say, hey, I'm going to the store and I may be gone for an hour or two, you should be able to trust them completely. A relationship is 50-50, not 70-30. And, you know, chauvinists make me angry the way they treat women, and you know, I mean, I so respect women and their gentle personalities, but for someone like me who's sexually starved, it seems like something that's so untouchable, unreachable. I stupidly got a little intoxicated, inebriated the other night, and I contacted the ex-girlfriend, or actually ex-wife of a friend of mine, and I told her we are very good friends, could we start having sex on the side? What kind of a stupid thing was that for me to do? But it's really a shame we can't just be that blunt in real life, because we've got to go through the whole dating steps and everything. But why can't we be that blunt in real life? Because that's all of us. That's all a lot of us really want, is sex. But after you've had it a few times, you realize that maybe it's not so cracked out as what it's made out to be, and maybe you should find a little bit more to the relationship.